psychic intellect and made you my puppet.
It's a bullseye! And here's your host, Jim Boyd!
Sorry if I scared you. You'll like this bit.
Yes, indeed, you will like this bit if the great Tom tells you so. Who are we to disagree, right? Who are we to disagree? Although I tell you, that Tom makes me feel a little bit happy. Whereas, current Tom, well, I'm very happy he's still around. He does look, a lot like Peter Cushing, like towards the end, right? I remember Peter Cushing a few years after Star Wars being interviewed on Wogan or something, and like literally he looked like a walking skeleton. Yeah, Tom Baker's looking a bit like, and God bless him, right? I preferred him when he looked a bit chunky, but I was thinking about Knights of God. Actually, you know what I was thinking? This is things I always forget to mention, right? Because something else comes up, or it's just every time in my head before I get to it. But I was thinking about Knights of God, right? That wacky shit. I bet, like, how HD a master can there possibly exist of it? They can't, right? It's going to be like this unbelievably low quality video file, right? I don't know. I assuming there are masters of it at all. Was it ever released, Knights of God? And if you don't remember, it's like this little known show from like the early 80s with every sci-fi person in it of all time. Gareth Thomas and Patrick Troughton, Knights of God, and also the bad guy. The bad guy was in what was the name of the is it Armageddon Factor? Somewhere around there. Like it was one of those like was it John Woodvine? It might be John Woodvine. It might be John Woodvine. So what year was this from? 1987. It was how many episodes? So I'm just looking right now. It's do I picture John Woodvine? Because I think it probably is him. They don't have a picture. Really? But like how HD of a master? Yeah, John Woodvine. How HD of a master can that? Oh, he's still alive, blimey. Look at him go. 94. And he's still working. Bloody hell, that's really impressive. That's very impressive. But anyway, so this was in 87. It was from 6th of September. So it was like, what, 8 episodes? 13 episodes. Right? And was it ever released? It was set in the year 2020. It showed a Britain ruled by the Knights of God, a fascist, anti-Christian religious, well, living in there now. Blimey. Okay, well, let me share the screen. Okay, this is doing my head in. This is prescient. I'm not joking. You're going to look. Right? You're going to go, that's bonkers. That's bonkers, Tzvi. I know. But it is. Look at this. Okay, Knights of God. Where is this? So a British sci-fi show produced by TVS, first broadcast in ITV in 1987. It was written by Richard Cooper, a writer who previously worked on both children's and adult drama. It was very weird. It didn't know what it wanted to be, right? It was very strange. There was a kids' drama and an adult drama all together. So it's set in the year 2020. It's ruled by the Knights of God, a fascist anti-Christian religious order that came to power during a brutal civil war 20 years previously. Well, it wasn't like that, was it? It was just like a fascist anti-Christian religious order that came to power without telling anybody to come. They didn't need a revolution, right? A civil war. They just, well, we're doing it now. But like we're doing it very, very like non-kinetically, right? I mean, like, and also they're doing it in secret. Like oh no, well, there's no war going on. Yeah, no, they take over every institution. I mean, look at the BB bloody C. Union Phase Morden's ambitious and ruthless second in command brother Hugo. Okay. And I remember did they ever? I was seeing if they ever released it. Broadcast and home releases. Oh, fine. So 1987. The serial was shown in France. Subtitled 238-minute versions were released over 2 VHS tapes. One 180 minutes, 120 in Denmark. Bloody hell! You got to really look to find this thing. Wow. And so in Europe, there's been no domestic commercial release of the series on any format. This is probably due to the ongoing complex rights issue. After the production company TBS lost its ITV franchise in 1992, it subsequently went through a number of takeovers. The problem affects the majority of the TBS program archive, since much of the original production paperwork and sales documentation has been lost in the intervening years. That's so bizarre. Yeah, let's see what's in this TBS program archive. Right, that's wild. That's why it vanished. TBS archive status of here. What's in the What's in the TBS program archive? Archive program? No. TBS production, television productions, vision production. They did a bunch of stuff, as I recall. So what we got? So that's Television South. Okay, 11-year history. Fine. Let's see what it was. What it's famous for. Its latest top programs, broadcasting years, loss of franchise. Okay, but they don't even show you like tell me what they made. I remember the logo, right? I remember the logo programming. So what did they have? That Find Annika, Coast to Coast. Oh, that was shit. Dramarama. Oh man, do you remember Dramarama? That was it. Number 73, which launched the career of Sandy Toxic. Oh, which I very much enjoyed. I used to like Number 73. That was after my kiddie years and towards my more druggy years. But don't do drugs, kids, right? Cat's Eyes. Bloody hell, Bobby Davro. Man, that is an archive. What year was Number 73? It was it 1982? Yeah, exactly. I was towards the end of my my youth years, shall we say, man. So anyway, that's why we've never seen The Knights of God. That's why we've never seen The Knights of God. Good evening, guys. Good morning. How you doing, good evening, gentlemen? And probably why you never heard of it either, right? It's very hard to come by. I hope everyone's doing well. We have much, as always, to get to tonight. There's lots and lots of just insanity in the world, right? There's just too much freaking insanity, although there is wonderfulness as well, right? Really good stuff. My wife, okay, so we've had a saga. We had a lot of tension in our house. Oh, not a fan of my wife being tense, right? Not a fan of it. Yeah, this is why they recommend, to all those in a committed, happy relationship. Yeah, to remain in a committed, happy relationship, I recommend make sure you know how to pleasure your spouse. How to pleasure your spouse. Anyway, that's sorry, but that wasn't the problem. My wife was in the midst of getting a new car, so we're in this cycle now, right? This bizarre cycle. Well, not that bizarre. Well, we got a new car about 3 years ago. My wife likes having a new car. Right? I got a new car about 3 years ago. But the way they make new cars nowadays, they're kind of crap, right? After about 3 years, they start to like fall apart a bit. So my wife wants to get another new car, and we found out there's a Tesla's that completely electric car. So she's really excited about this car. Well, it's crazy expensive, but it was a whole thing about. So there's all this stress you got to go through in Israel. Right, probably in wherever you are in the world, where you go and you to get a new car, it's just like relentless misery, stress, right? Because you're trading in your car and you want to get the most from it possible, and it's, oh, God, misery, stress, right? Misery and stress. That is how I would explain it. You got to, and price gets going up and up, and oh God, it's not good. But finally, we close on everything, because then they say 10's in price, but then you got to go for the test to make sure the car is up to nick, and it's you go back on. Anyway, finally they close on the car. This fully electric car. What's it called again? Here, one second. I will show you. Now that's the other thing. I'm trying to find the color. Oh, okay. It's Aura Cat. Is that? My wife didn't. The one where my wife wanted, they didn't have. Which I think I'll show you. One second. Share screen. And that's the other thing. Oh, and that's the other doink. There you go. What the hell is the name of this car? I'll look it up for you. I don't know. Or a cat? Do you think that could be it? I don't know. So that's the color my wife went for. She was trying to choose between this color and this one. She goes, "It's too red. It's too red." It does that say? No, it just says EDS. And now we've got to get a. We have something in there. All right. Okay. So I think that's the name of the car. What's the name? Aura. Let me look that up. Aura Cat. Right. I mean, like that would make sense, right? I don't know. Aura Cat. Meow. No. Aura Cataract. Oh no. Came right up. Look at that. Hey. Fine. Yeah. Let me share this screen, baby. And you can on the voyage of discovery with me. So yeah, like my wife's excited because this cut you don't you don't touch anything. You just talk to it apparently, which sounds interesting. Anyway, I'll say doink. Here we go. Let's have a look. No, we've already met. We've closed on it, right? Tell me more. Let's have a look at the car. Did any of those like spinny things? Right, that's the one we wanted. Out of that, would even offer that. I wouldn't take it if I had it. That one, no. This one, even no, not the one. That was not so bad. That one, I can go for that one. And that's the red. The red's very red. Right, but then they have all the it works with an app. It's like it does my head in, mate. Okay, I'll be frank with you, it does my head in. Do we see? Is there? I like the 3D thing. Well, you get to see. Hey, can I see inside the car? Maybe. On the model. Let's have a look at on the model. Get on the model, darling. Okay. Anyway, who gives a shit? Fine. That stress is finally gone. And while my wife was there today, like finally closing everything, she made an incredible discovery. Now, as you know, I do enjoy Dan's channel, right? Type 40. I really enjoyed it coming back this week. I was talking about it yesterday, right? It really lifted my spirits, right? About people just being goofy and fun about Doctor Who. And because I was really like an bah humbug, right? Like I was getting like, like, oh, it's all bad. Everything's always bad. Complain. Right. But I thought, we should really kind of have fun and like, so it's good to see normal people having fun liking Doctor Who, because I like Doctor Who, baby. I do like it. So that's cool. So that did lift my spirits. However, an often topic of conversation on this channel is Jaffa cakes, and it kills me. I live, next to Jaffa. You go get Jaffa cakes in this country, not for love nor money. My wonderful wife, the greatest wife ever, may I say. She located an incredible discovery, right? An incredible discovery by the car. These are like kosher Jaffa cakes. You see, they can't call them Jaffa cakes, I think, because of some kind of marketing thing. But oh man, they are spot on, right? Spot on. Oh, it's sad. It's sad when a Jaffa cake gives you an erection, right? It's sad when a Jaffa cake gives you an erection, but it's also true, baby. You got to be true to yourself. There's a lot of weird little Doctor Who news we got to go over as well, like all these little bits and pieces. Did I pull them up already? Hang on, let's have a look. We get. I don't know, because I got a bunch of like these little mini stories that I feel like that's just weird. That I feel like I should address. 1 second, doing. Let's have a look over here. Doctor Who's Distress. No, we will get to that soon. Oh yeah. So I didn't get to this story when it came out, and it just like blew my mind. Right, this story just blew my mind. I'll go to my bookmarks. As I tell you, I found like a change in direction of luck in general, going on of late, right, over the last couple of days. Like, for example, my Doctor Who season 15 Blu-ray, it's scheduled for March 18th. Very excited about that. Very, very excited. And, I went to see if no, that was weird. Okay, I pressed the wrong button. I put it on my PayPal card, right? So I went to see if it had taken the money yet, or if I need, basically if I need to make sure I had that money in PayPal, right? I had to go and go look, and it said, "Oh, you have a balance of exactly the right amount of money. Would you like to apply it?" I'm like, "Yes, I would." So essentially, I got a free Doctor Who season 15 Blu-ray. Looking forward to that, baby. Looking forward to that. What stories in season 15? Let's have a quick look. I'm sure we've gone through this before, but it's always worth a check. Second, we go to Doctor Who episode guide. I really wish Big Finish would do some more adaptations of the novels, especially the BBC novels. So they've done a bunch of the Virgin novels. Here, 1 second. Yeah, we'll get to that in a second. Well, first, let's look at episode, guys. What episodes? Episodes. 6389. Share screen. Doink. Share screen. It's a Chrome tab. It's a list of Doctor Who episodes. Sharing. You will share. You will share. Season 15. Fourth Doctor. Doink. 5. Horror Fan Rock. Oh, sheer brilliance. I forgot about it at the start. So that's a big, good start. Invisible Enemy. Do they have new effects on that one? Oh, because it could really use it. Right? It could really use it. Because that really... Here. 1 second. Where's that book I got about Doctor Who DVD extras? All right, let me go and retrieve it, because I think that is something we need to look into. And I'll look and see what's on the what's new on the Blu-ray. Where's that book I got? It's over here somewhere. Oh man, did I not put it away last time I used it? Is it still by my desk? Is it? No, Doctor Who season 3. No, not that one. Not that one. Not that one. Where'd it go? Oh man, that's a real pain in the ass. That book is so useful, as you can see. Because I'm wandering around trying to find... Oh, here it is. I found it. I was wandering around trying to find it in my office, and it's like literally sitting right next to me, right? Well, Horror Fang Rock. I think they got new effects on that as well. But honestly, it doesn't really need it, did it? But here, I'm going to have a look. The Invisible Enemy. Is that under T or I, you reckon? Let's have a look. 1 second. Image offender should be right there. No. Inferno, invasion, invasion of dinosaurs, invasion of time, the Invisible Enemy. Right. Okay. Let's see what's on there. They've got Dreams and Fantasy, the making of Invisible Enemy. I remember that being quite good as it happens. Studio Sweeping's not don't really care. Visual effects. Matt Irving meets with his former visual effects colleague Ian Scoones. Oh, that's a good extra right there. To discuss their work on filming and models, in particular the Invisible Enemy. Looking through the extensive storyboard sketches sketches that Ian Scoones produced for the effect shooting that at Irving's original space shuttle models. Yeah, he keeps everything. Matt has also shows his approach to building miniatures and how current Doctor Who still uses models using CGI produced by Paul Vincai. So, do they have optional audio options? Okay, they don't have new effects on that one. Oh, CGI effects, right? Visible, because honestly, that story could really quite use it. Can I find the? See if I can find it. 1 second. We'll have a look. I'll go over it. 1 second. Hang on. What was it? YouTube. Doctor Who Invisible Enemy. Doctor Who Invisible. Invisible Enemy. New FX. Oh, here it is. Fine. Let me just. This is not. No, this is the real one, right? Let me just grab that. Download. Everything is hard. Life is a living hell. Yeah, you get used to it. YouTube downloader. Let's go. YouTube video downloader. Doink. Save.net. Save from.net. That's actually quite a good one. Download. It's thinking about it. But again, I'm like really psyched. I feel like I got this for free, right? It's just like, well, look, where'd that come from? Okay, I'll take that then. There it comes. Video file. Downloads. Where is it? Oh, it's still downloading. I tell you, I'm really not enjoying being on the cloud all the time, right? Because every time I go and open a file, right, on a Mac, it's like, oh no, it's not there. You got to download it. I mean, like, really? I wish I could just mark files. No, don't. No, I don't. Always make sure they're there, right? I want files that are always there. No, this one. No, really? Hang on. Cancel. We'll try again. Video file. Download. Invisible Enemy. Comparison. Yeah, look, for me, I just think this looks better. It makes it easier to watch. Yeah, I'm sorry, it just does. I think it's better. Okay, so like this is a good example. The 2008 version, if I didn't know that was in the 1970s, it kind of feels like it fits in. It just feels like it's a more special, a more expensive special effect from 77. Or do they just clean it up? Maybe no. This looks like a CGI rendering. One is a CGI rendering. One is a washing up bottle. But yeah, God bless them. And I love the washing up bottles. Don't be wrong. They always put too many glows on. That's not bad. I quite like that. That I think is better. Fine. So yeah, look, I just like that. Okay, what do you want me to tell you? Even if I found it a little bit dull, right? I did find that a little bit. It dragged a bit, and I was strange. I love Chris Boucher, but I'm happy to own that. Is that the when do we get the new costume for Leela then? Like that pale chamois leather? Oh, she looked good in that. Sunmaker's awesome. I love the Sunmakers, right? I absolutely love the Sunmakers. It's a witty, fun Bob Holmes script, and it bounces along beautifully, right? Underworld. Everybody hates Underworld. I don't really mind it. I really want to do a show. Shit Doctor Who that you love. I think that'd be a great idea. And Invisible Enemy. Now, Invisible Enemy, they really want to get Bob Holmes to write that. But sadly, I don't think he could. He was working on something else. And you can really tell the difference. Like, imagine all those ingredients, right, given to Robert Holmes. Say, we want to do a sequel to Deadly Assassin set on Gallifrey. We want to have like some kind of invasion. Maybe the Doctor's turned evil and it's helping the invasion, right? And we want to have some Tars in it towards the end, right? Yeah, and then have him write it. It would have been so much better. Oh man, I wish AI was good enough that it would allow you to do that now, right? I really do. Wouldn't that be fantastic? I was just gonna look up something else as well. Hang on, remove. What was it? Hang on. When I was pulling up the episode guide, it was something or other. Hang on, back. Does it remind me of anything? No. Vanquishers, certainly not. Leave me alone. Overview. No, it's gone. Whatever it was, whatever idea I had, it's gone. Gone into the ether. So anyway, I'm feeling pretty spiffy. My wife's got her new car locked down. I got season 15 coming. We're all happy, baby. Everybody's where they should be in the world, and I kind of like that, right? I kind of like that. We have a fun little story we're going to be going over tonight. I am very happy with this thumbnail. Man, did I work hard to make this thumbnail. Gee, this took a long time, right? It really did. And I went through, oh my God. I'm not showing you the failures, right? Because, I'm vain. But I will show you the path to get there, right? Do you remember? Now, I couldn't decide whether or not to make JNT look like JNT or put him in a Del Boy outfit. And in the end, I thought most people wouldn't get who Del Boy is nowadays, sadly. But I think if you do know who Del Boy is, when he says, this time next year we'll be millionaires, right? Maybe we should have done MAW, millionaires, right? It's MIW, I should say. I think you can get the Del Boyness of it, right? And there was a lot of Del Boy going on to it with John Nathan Turner. God bless him, right? This was like such a weird publicity stunt to keep Doctor Who in the public eye. It's so bizarre. Right, it's so genuinely bizarre. Do you remember when JNT tried to turn me into a pop princess? The Who millionaire. So yeah, many different Nicola Bryant. It's surprising how long it took me to get to her. Right? Is this the one I use in the end? I think that is, or is it a different one? No, it's a different one. So probably the same AI engine, right? And this is clearly a more realistic AI engine, although it feels slightly more skanky, right? I feel worse. This doesn't feel like Pop Princess. This feels more like skanky stripper, right? I think this is the one I went with because, to me, this feels like Pop Princess Perry, right? That would work. This actually feels Pop Princessy as well, right? But here's the weird thing, right? This is a second iteration of it, which I think works. But here's the first iteration. Look how tiny the difference is. But I don't think it does work, right? Here's the original version. Oh, no. Yeah. Here's the original version. And here's the slightly enhanced. Do you see how subtle that difference is? It's freaking crazy, right? It's absolutely crazy. There you go. Again, this looks more like a magician's assistant. The hair's all wrong. Wasn't happy, but this was the closest I got at the time because they just were not coming out right. Again, the hair wasn't right? You got to go for that's more believable hair. But there, I just felt really nails that Pop Princess Perry sort of vibe. So anyway, with that, ladies and gentlemen, let us get to the chat. I love JNT. Who can play JNT? Oh, I was just thinking, who on earth could play JNT? Matt Berry. Matt Berry is John Nathan Turner, right? Kind of works. Does kind of work, doesn't it? Where are we up to? Fine, the engine start is here. First one here, baby. I think that we should do a version of Doctor in Distress set in the modern world as a protest song. I think you're right, because Doctor is in distress. As Colin Archer says, this open shirt, de-stockings and de-suspenders. That's what Shooty wears. That's correct. Darren Evans hit, man. Oh, I've had so many what's the word I'm looking for? Like people coming at me on the comments on not coming at me, right? I've had so many people think they're about to they I think they can come and dunk on the Chads in the comments, thinking it's easy low hanging fruit, and boy have they had their asses handed to them over and over and over and over and over and over and over again, right? Has not worked out well for any of them, right? There was like, there's a guy trying to pretend that Yasmin Fendi was just a character wandering around in the background. No, that's not what happened. What happened is the reason you got a wet dream, right? That I should let me cover that story first, right? This is a short little story, and it's so stupid. It totally deserves to be covered before the chat, right? It really does. We need to set this one apart. Where is it? Not bookmarks. It's Message. There we go, over here. And it really it's insanely so. I've already opened this up. I forgot. It's insanely stupid, right? It is insanely and bizarrely stupid. Oh, good, they haven't deleted it. Wait on a second. Stop screen. Share screen. So, if you notice, there is an action figure of Peter Capaldi, right? And then a real picture of Missy. Is Missy supposed to be gay? Shooty and Yasmin Finney, right? So, apparently, Peter Capaldi speaks out on inclusivity of the Doctor Who. No, you read that correctly. Peter Capaldi speaks out on inclusivity of the Doctor Who. Okay, and I will remind you again, this is the comedic about they're talking about, an action figure, right? Literally here, it's literally an action figure. Now, why is that going to be important? You wait and see. Peter Capaldi speaks out inclusively of the Doctor Who. If you're going to cry that the show is becoming progressive to make more people feel welcome, then you aren't a fan. First, let me go through the story first, then we'll deconstruct this. Crying that the Doctor Who is woke now is pathetic. I don't have time to sign or take photos with those nonsense people. Okay. We're not in the 1960s. The Doctor and Master have now rightfully been played by Geordie and Michelle. Rightfully. Right? When you have people come up to you and moan about those castings, you switch off and want to leave. Russell is going to make the show relevant for everyone. If you don't like that, don't watch. So that didn't really sound like Peter Capaldi to me, right? I've never heard him be like that before, really. And then it came out, it's not Peter Capaldi at all. It's all made up, right? It's all completely made up. None of it's real. And why would he? I mean, that's why I think it fits that they have a action figure. I mean, albeit an expensive one. Peter Capaldi up there, right? So if you can. So let's just read. If you're going to cry that the show is becoming progressive to make more people feel welcome, excuse me, what if it's making less people feel welcome, right? Let's put it this way. We have, all these billions of people in the world. We have a few 100,000 people who are convinced beyond convinced that women can have penises. Like, convinced of it, right? A few 100,000. That's a lot of people. Right? Like an average viewing figure for a first episode of a Marvel TV show from 2019 before everyone knew they were all going to be shit. That many, right? Compared to about 170 million people who think that's nonsense. So, and of those 170 million people, which is a conservative estimate, right? Of those people, most of them are offended by what they call cross-dressing, right? So you seem to be servicing the needs of maybe 0.001% of the population by actively making what about 98% of the population feel unwelcome. So why do you think that it's okay to make that? Why are you saying it makes them more welcome, right? More people feel welcome. It's not more people. It's the right people. It's the people who wrote this, right? They want to feel welcome. And the only way they can feel welcome is by not sharing space with anybody who disagrees with them in any way, shape, or form. And it really is incredible. They've never encountered these ideas before. Crying that the Doctor is woke now is pathetic. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. That is just not... Maybe Malcolm Tucker, but not Peter fucking Capaldi. He's classy and professional. Unlike Rusty Davis, frankly. We're not in the 60s. The Dr. Master now have been rightfully played by Jodie Michelle. Why is that rightful? Why is it wrong to have a male role or a female role? Right? Can Lady Macbeth be played by, what's his name? Vinnie Jones? Right? Is that a good idea? I don't know. What about Ving Rhames' Lady Macbeth? Would you be up for that? To me, that sounds like really, really silly. It's really very, very silly, isn't it? This is why it's not Peter Capaldi saying this. It's a bunch of woke twats who want to feel good about themselves. The Doctor, rightfully, yes, at last, the emancipation of the Doctor Who and Master casting. And let's face it, the Doctor Who casting was shite. Well, it was a lady. I quite like Michelle Gomez, however. When you people come up to you and moan about those casting, you switch off and just want to leave. Again, he never spoke this. Russell was going to make the show relevant for everyone, apart from the vast majority. God, you can't understand that, can you? That you are in, the vast minority. Like you can't get your tiny little brains around. But how pathetic! They make Darren Bradley, thank you, points out, I'm having difficulty finding the interview. The results of this interview. Can you direct anywhere? Can you direct me to a link where it's in to show it use elsewhere, please? No, they can't do that. And look at these people, and they're all like these children. They're all like children without children. It's ridiculous. Well said, Peter, said the 12-year-olds. I mean, like, really? Oh, you poor pathetic wretches. Right? I'm right on that first Doctor quote, right? When he where the Dalek says, "We are the masters of the earth. We are the..." I said, "Oh, you poor pathetic fools. Don't you know you have to destroy the entire humanity to be a master of the earth? Whoa! No! We are the masters of the fucking motherfucking earth! Ah! I like that bit. Anyway, now let's get to the chat. Fine, what are we up to? Doctor in Distress, I know. Tzvi Lebetkin, I hope that's a guide is available somewhere to download. It's not. We will look for it. It's banished. It's caught in the TVS production archive hell. Yes, this is Sword Rangers. The song I'm Not a Doctor in Distress is stunning and brave. One me or you thought it is Jodie. I tell you, if they really want to make money, they should do a song called "Jodie Was Shit as the Doctor." Jodie was shit as a doctor. Doctor, she was super shit. You know that. Who wouldn't want that? Who would not want that? Everybody would want that. I mean, just the vast majority. And just feel inclusive, baby. You know, the Germans in World War II, they want to feel inclusive. That's why they killed all the Jews. Yeah, they don't want to include anyone. I remember Cat's Eyes. Was it a spin-off from The Gentle Touch? I think it was. And both these things sound like porn names, don't they? Geordie in distress. Matthew Pounder is here. Matthew Pounder, thank you for joining us. Did Mrs. Rabbi find your Perry and Ruby Sunday collection? Darling, if she did, she would need some kind of hazmat suit to get near it, right? Covered in all those bodily fluids. And they're saying they're going to pull the Ruby Sunday figure. I mean, really? Like, listen. How can I? Let me explain. Why do I need a Ruby Sunday figure, right? I will show you why I need it. Because I got a Keza Androzani Perry figure, right? What am I going to do with a Keza Androzani Perry figure on her own? But wait a minute. Everything's okay. Because I got a Vengeance on Barros Perry figure, right? What am I going to do with these two figures? Oh, no. No, Perrys, don't. Don't, Perrys. Oh, it's obscene. But keep going. So, if I add a Ruby Sunday into that, that's going to be very good. Very, very good. Very lubricating, shall we say. Lubricating. Let's been lots of troubles about electric cars catching fire. Oh, that's the other thing, right? And I'm not joking, right? I am not joking. I talk about the financing, the this, that, 3 years, and then it's 3 years, and then we have to pay another this and that, and that's this much. I'm like, fine. I'm thinking, I don't think we're going to be here in 3 years. I don't. Yeah, I don't think everything's going to be the same in 3 years. I hope not. Bloody hell, that would be really, really awful if it is, right? But I'm like, the ball's going to end. What's the difference, baby? Yeah, get a Tesla. Who gives a shit? I'm like, what's that movie? Armageddon. And Steve Buscemi was like taking out all these loans and stuff. I think the world's going to end before he went off and said, I haven't seen him for ages. What's it? I just realized he just vanished off the face of the earth. Steve Buscemi. Where did he go to? And I always liked it. All right. Fargo. I like Fargo. Steve Buscemi. Let's see. We're looking at Wikipedia. Do we have a filmography? Really? Is he? He's not dead. He's still alive, right? He's age 66. He was in 30 Rock, and then Horace and Pete. I saw Miracle Workers. Never heard of it. What's Miracle Workers? That's where he's been for the last 4 years. What is Miracle Workers? Miracle is an anthology comedy series created by Rich Simon for TBS. It's based on the on Park Rich writings. The first season based on the 2012 novel What in God's Name, short revelation. So it's a series with an ensemble cast comprising Daniel Radcliffe, Steve Buscemi, Geraldine Visanthavan, John Bass. Okay, the only one I know is the first two, right? So he's only in one episode of that, though. Oh no. Is it character and role? Okay, in the first episode he's God. In the second episode he's Edward Eddie Murphy shit shoveler. Right? Then I got to check out this show. This sounds crazy. This show really sounds crazy. But I haven't heard of like does he have a where's this? Let me go to his IMDb. Like he vanished on the face of the earth, Steve Buscemi. Oh, wait a minute. Last thing I saw him was in what's it called again? Broadwalk Empire. That was freaking awesome. That was fantastic. I guess he's like working less now. Again, he's taking it easy. King of Staten Island. I can't remember that. But yeah, he's like a character that appears. He's not really the lead of things. Yeah, I'm going through his IMDb, and there's like nothing recent, right? He's basically retired, or maybe he's doing theater, or just doing stuff he wants to do, right? But yeah, this is going back some time. It's going back 10, 15 years. Blimey, he just basically checked out. I mean, Boardwalk Empire. That's on the 2014. And he kind of vanished after that. Yeah, I'm not seeing anything like major. it's like appearances on Full Frontal with Samantha Bee. Really? Yeah, no. It was an episode of Rick and Morty. Wow. Like it's been an absolutely nothing. Next thing is coming up in this year. It's called Carol and the Grey, and he's the shapeshifter. Okay, he's not even the top cast. He's the fourth cast. Is this a? I have no idea what this movie is. Best friends Carol and Grey go on an odyssey from Brooklyn to Upper. Leave me alone. Yeah. He's just basically working whatever he wants. He's doing whatever he wants now. Fine. And where I was up to? Oh, yeah. Sorry. But electric cars. We're talking about catching fire. Everything. That's the thing. A battery dies, and also, yeah. But again, I'm expecting the world to win. Like before we had this car for 3 months. So hopefully, it's Blake Seven's car. Auric at the wheel. Dun 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 dun. I'll get a Liberator car, wouldn't you? Modern cars all look the same. Oh, there's one kind of looks cool. It's kind of like a cross between a I can't remember. It's got this kind of like nice kind of retro feel to it, which I quite enjoy. Good evening, gentlemen. Anyone who's ID'd as anything else? What about? Oh, I did anything. I find. No, they're not. That was Paul Toslin. Paul Toslin's here. As says, beware low-flying bicycles. Eki Hell says low-flying bicycles. Eki Hell says, PD Rich is here. Man. Oh, can I find this guy? Nah, I'm not going to go over it now. I mean, I'll do it another time. This guy in Australia, he has people dunking on us in the comments. Says, "Oops, walked in an echo chamber of bigots." I'm like, so I took him on. I said, well, I said, send the man in an even smaller echo chamber, hiding behind an avatar, right? And I've had to introduce him to the idea that he's a devotee of an adherent of a religious fanaticism, right? That you cannot tolerate the existence, because it always goes down to trans issues, right? That if you criticize trans issues, that's the worst thing ever, right? And this guy was actually quite honest, man. But like basically, I said to him, like, when we got talking about like this need to indoctrinate children to trans issues, right? It said it seems to me it's more likely that this new phenomenon we have, this new rash of trans children, is more children desperate for love, attention, and affection from their parents, and they know this is the way to get it, right? And it really is tragic, but that's the truth. And once you frame it in that light, man, do all the parents of these trans kids or supportive parents, does everything invert 180? But that really genuinely is it, right? I really think it is it. Narcissism. So yeah, one of the things it says, look, well, and he didn't answer any points. So I think, well, if we all hate gay people, why are there so many gay people in the chat? If all the chat hates gay people, right? Why are there so many gay people in the chat? All right, like self-hating Jews, I understand. Self-hating gay people, no, that's crazy. I mean, that's what we saying, right? And he was like, well, I didn't see any evidence that they were gay. I'm sorry they didn't come and suck your dick. Fuck me. No, but the thing is, in this guy's mind, it is prejudice that anybody who doesn't believe, and he's not gay, he's Australian, which means he's a straight white male. Now, Australia's trouble is they don't have a large black or Hispanic community. Like, one thing that holds the Democrat Party in check is their large black and Hispanic votes, right? Because they are not in any way on board for the any of the social issues that the Democrats are, right? However, Australian liberals don't have black people around them, so they're much more quick to talk for black people, right? They like talking for black people, right? They're really up for it. Oh, was that somebody replying at last? Let me see. 1 second. Oh no, just something going on about Star Trek Discovery. Oh God, dude, just accept it. It's shit. Right? Star Trek Discovery is shit. Oh, like agonizingly shit. Anyway. I digress. But yeah, like in his prejudicial mind, you can only be an evil straight white male if you're not on board for chicks with dicks, right? Okay. And so he just like did his head in a little bit. Looks like we're going to start getting limited editions as they seem to be have stopped the standard editions. What are we talking about? Oh, we're talking about the DVD, Blu-rays. Yeah, probably. CGI models are nowhere near as good as a practical model. That is, well, it depends on the cost of the CGI model, I would say. And what you want to get the CGI model to do. I see, this is what I think they should be doing with these, right? Try and make CGI models look like 1970s practical models. But yeah. Like for me, if I'm watching something like Space 1999, those effects don't take me out of it at all. I love those effects. That aesthetic is part of Space 1999. And the effects are all good, right? I don't need new effects on that. I'm sorry. I really got converted by Ark in Space, right? Ark in Space was one of the first ones with new effects. And I was very skeptical, and I loved it, right? I freaking loved it. Because I watched it first with the new effects. Or maybe I watched the original effects first, then the new effects, and I found the new effects, I had a more immersive experience. And the old effects, I kept getting jarred out of it every time I saw a fairy liquid bottle, spray painted gunmetal silver or something, gunmetal grey, right? All that, and then I wanted to go further. I wish they could have had the invading Wirren army, Wirren horde in CGI as well. So Paul says, not related. Does anybody have the Babylon 5 or Stargate Blu-rays? I want to get the Babylon 5 one. Right. Because while we're washing up liquid bottle in space, and I look at it, and that's part of the charm, right? And honestly, I would design the CGI models to be the same design that InScoons came up with. I wouldn't redesign that, but I would. Yeah, I would certainly make them just look less jarring, frankly. Was it the new one looks too cartoony? I can easily excuse the model work. That's how I brought up on Jerry Anderson production. Oh, I'm so excited, right? I said yesterday, that 6-year-old kid. I'm hopefully. I got the first 3 episodes of Thunderbirds uploaded to my my Google Drive for him to watch. Right, I really hope he likes it. I really think he will. Right, I think he'll dig it. I hope it won't be too dated for him, but let's find out. Right, I am excited about it, though. K9's first ever. Sorry, I thought it was Planet of Death. Planet of Death is what was Planet of Death? Is there a Planet of Death? There isn't a Planet of Death. Doctor Who, Planet of Death. There's Planet of the Dead. That's the one with Lady Christina D'Souza, right? Michelle Ryan looking very hot. Muades! Absolutely. There was a guy who called Joey Blades out recently as being an amateur. I don't know who Joey Blades is. Jay Blades. TARDIS Time, how you doing, TARDIS Time? Thank you for joining us. Doesn't really sound like Peter. I've met him, and it's really, it was ridiculous. It's genuinely ridiculous. It was so silly. It's like really, and it's so desperate for validation, right? It's such a bizarre, desperate need for validation. Cross Godwise, how you doing, Cross Godwise? Thank you for joining us. The Dino voice is, I can't do it. It's going to make my head explode. Rightfully played by Jodie Michelle, not played by female. No, rightfully. They've got their birthright. The Jews returned to Israel. Jodie and Michelle became bits of Doctor Who. Same thing. Same fucking thing. Where are we up to? Where are we up to? Falcon How's here doing Falcon How. Miss N existed to open the door to a female doctor. Sadly, I think you're right. Right? I do think you're right about that. Which is a shame because I thought Michelle Gomez's master was really great. I thought it was a great reflection of Capaldi's doctor, and that Capaldi was an amalgam of all the doctors. I felt that Michelle Gomez was an amalgam of all the masters. Right? I felt Ainley, I felt John Sim, I felt Delgado. Right? I felt them all kind of like exude from her. Right? But yeah, imagine but I do like she fused the weird bonkers insanity of Ainley's master, who was bonkers. Oh my god, bonkers! In my crystal short story, I was only talking about them. Is it that one I talked? No, it was another one. I put out another story for the anniversary story, right? What happened? What was I? I totally lost it now. 1 second. Missy. Oh yeah. I mentioned it. I had a line that one time the master just waited for 3 weeks in a field dressed as a snow. There was a meddling monk said, yeah, one time the master he saw the master in 19th century England dressed as a scarecrow, just waiting 3 weeks dressed as a scarecrow just to impress an ex-girlfriend, which would be the Rani. Which I was essentially, I like describing Doctor Who stories from a different angle. Write at female tune and sing the female tune. I'll write the theme tune, sing the theme tune. That'll be good. Definitions: modern audiences equal the people, says Ethan Bookholder. We are targeting the brainwash entertainment for everyone, not the able-bodied white people who might be middle class and not progressive. Oh yes, they're the evil ones, right? They are the evil ones. Oh, we live in such strange times. Amaro's here. Shalom all. Wearing your big yarmulke as usual. I think so. I change them twice a year, right? At the Jewish New Year and at Passover. That's when I get my new. These are called a yarmulke, right? A kippah. There's lots of. Although I've had a haircut, so it's more noticeable, right? I'm more bald now. Check this out. All right. Look at that! Look how bald I am! Whoa! Get your lips around that, darling. Yeah, you don't know you're born. Unless the British uncles come with mecha walking machines of death, they can shove their conspiracy with the Sunday show. Well, the conspiracy that's fascinating me now is all these illegal, military-age legal men, illegal immigrant men that are coming in, are going to be conscripted in some kind of armed forces to go on some foreign war in exchange for citizenship, right? I think that that's a conspiracy theory. And I'm like, it's no weirder than anything else. Don Warrington was in Cat's Eyes? Really? Don Warrington, my favorite Rassilon. Totally my favorite Rassilon, right? In fact, I would say this. I don't know. Okay. If I was going to do a special edition 5 Doctors, firstly, as you know, it's going to be widescreen. Secondly, new special effects. The time scoop will be the triangular thing with the corners cut off, right? And maybe it's a pyramid, but like definitely that silhouette. The lightning bolts will look like lightning bolts, not like bits of lines drawn on by a BBC computer, right? And all the outdoor sequences in the Death Zone will have a orange hue, right? It'll be because it will look like Gallifrey, right? But here's the question: when you see Rassilon at the end, this is the game of Rassilon. Okay, the fat bloke's going. I'm sorry. No, I am sorry. He's gone. Right. Also, not getting a look in is the comic book Rassilon. No. Right. So it's for me. It's between. You got a few choices, but for me, it's between Timothy Dalton which I think would be an interesting choice of wrestler, or the big finish wrestler on Don Warrington. Right, I think Don Warrington will be. His voice was great, right? He was a really great wrestler. But yeah, I would have one of those two. Talking about, I'm about to eat some chocolate hobnobs. Don't toy with me, sir. Chocolate hobnobs are the greatest thing ever. Females playing male roles being their rightful place is one of the most stupid things I've heard anyone say, and I've heard a lot of stupid shit, and that's just today, right? That's just today. Why haven't we got Walking Deathmatch yet? So I asked my son. Oh God, that's the other huge stress we got going on, right? Last night, after I finished the stream, the parents of my my son's fiance were here, along with my son's fiance, so we could start working out the wedding, even though we can't really work out much. Planning on doing an engagement party in about 5 weeks, right? That's the plan. And I had to move them on to get them some practical stuff for that, right? But right in the middle of the meeting, my older son, who's married, says he's going. Says, yeah, I'm going to be out of contact for a while. I'm going on a. He says I'm going on an adventure. I'm like, really? Well, I can't tell you where, right? But he might see his brother. So he's essentially artillery support, or like not artillery, tank support. He's tank support for some paratrooper special unit doing something somewhere, which I'm not going to talk, which I can't talk about, right? But like he said, we might not hear him from, it might be a couple of days, might be a couple of weeks, right? We don't know, right? We don't. So like, oh man, so that's just pure stress as well. Here's the thing: everybody who he's what's called a Milowimnik, which means a reservist, right? When you finish your army service, they begged him to stay, right? When you finish your army service, you're responsible to do like a few weeks a year of army service, and in the event of war, you go and serve, which everybody has done. Everybody else is back. Every other reservist is back home now, apart from my son, who's like leading special forces against, Guns of Navarone or some fucking shit like that. I don't know, right? Or he's building the bridge on the River Kwai. I don't know what he's doing, right? Everybody else is home, but not him, right? Really? He's a book that says what's nice and good as a hard copy. Well, I don't disagree with you. By the way, the other thing I always forget to say when I see the introduction, it's Saturday night's one. Right, it's when you see that clip from yesterday's Enterprise, right? We must succeed. Yeah, we must ensure the history never forgets the name Enterprise. So then you have like the three Klingon ship. There's a Klingon war going on. The Federation's getting their asses kicked, right? And they got to let the Enterprise go through a wibbly wobbly thing in space. And then they got to protect it getting through. And you have these three Klingon ships, bearing down on them, right? And the way it ends is basically it's Picard on his own, right, firing the phasers. We will disband. And then the time thing closes, and they're back in their original timeline, right? And Tashiar's alive again. It's so cool. Yesterday's Enterprise, one of the best episodes up until that point, right? So the only thing I would have added to that is when the Klingons attacked, right? Wolf should have been in command of a Klingon ship. I know you will say, but he would have been killed at Khitomer. I said, no, but what if he wasn't killed at Khitomer, right? Which started the Klingon War in yesterday's Enterprise, right? What if he wasn't killed at Khitomer, right? But he instead was embittered and hated the Federation because they didn't honor because they stepped out in the middle of a fight. Right, so then that's why he had this. I just think that would have made it even better. Wolf with one eye, battle hardened. I honestly, Wolf for me delivers one of my favorite lines in all of Star Trek, which is the bit where I will show you the clip, but they'll copyright. They'll make me cut it out in a second. Was the bit where the Defiant is taking on the Klingon cube at the beginning of Star Trek First Contact, right? And the complete inappropriate use of the Klingons. But Wolf is at the helm, is like smashing his head. Maybe today is a good day to die. Prepare for ramming speed, right? And then you got this incredible shot of the Enterprise coming in and like protecting the Defiant. Oh man, that is good in Star Trek. That is good Star Trek. Everybody loves that. We're up to. I love that movie. That's a great Star Trek movie. We're up to fine. General said Delta Wing jet fighters before 1943, and we haven't got death mechs 80 years later. Well, you make a good point. That's the other thing I want to get the 6-year-old kid into. If he likes, Thunderbirds, then they've got all the classic Thunderbirds. 3 seasons of new Thunderbirds. Captain Scarlet, new Captain Scarlet, right? Joe 90. I would even show him a Pacific Rim. I love a bit of Pacific Rim. Billy Richards got a friend who's detransiting at the moment. At the end of the day, it was all his ADHD, his bisexuality, yeah, and too much stress and manipulation from evil people, right? Evil, narcissistic people. Bent over, lube up while they were saying, "Nah, I'm cool, baby. I'm cool. My arsehole is only an outie, not an innie, right? Under any circumstances, right? That's just where I go, baby." This is an example of how self-indulgent liberal white they are. They're so racist. I'm about leftists are when they can talk about 4 black people or this guy 4 gay people. Oh, I must defend the LGBT. Nobody asked you to defend them, cunt. Right? Nobody asked you to do it. And frankly, why do you think you would be first in line? Right. Look, generally speaking, gay people. I'm not saying 100%, right? 100%, but they are generally speaking a bit more better, better put together than straight people. Because gay people, you've seen the Village People. They like some good pecs, right? I'm not saying when you get older you let yourself flab a little bit, but I think there is a great, or maybe I'm being old-fashioned, but I think there's a greater emphasis on looking good in the gay world, right? I really genuinely do, right? So, oh yeah, so yeah, a bunch of butch gay people don't need your help to defend them, right? You wimpy little skinny white liberal person, right? They really don't need your help. Who's that? Hang on. Who's that? Getting from that? Okay, fine. Nothing important. Where are we up to? Transfer from transfer psychiatric care. Well, yeah, pretty similar. Babylon 5 Blu-ray quality is great. Oh, you make me want it. Oh, don't play with me. Planet Evil. Oh, Planet Evil. Okay, that one I know exists. Planet of Death. How has there not been a Planet of Death? How was there not a Planet of Death? Even as a parody. Right? That's a bit weird. Actually, that's supposed to be compiled. Supposed to be cabaret. Reminds me a bit of Ewan McGregor's car video about Moses Ingram. Oh, God, that was embarrassing. Oh, yes, she shouldn't be attacked. You need one of the larger keepers. No. Yeah, this is... what size is this? It's worn off, right? But I think this is a 3. No, it is. It's a 3. Here, I'll show you. There you go. You don't get this on any other channel. Check this out. Keeper sizes. It's a 3. They go up to 5, mate. Right? They go up to 5. Don't mess around. A 3, I think that's respectable. Where are we up to? 10 days considered for citizenship. I see that happening. Don't worry, also pay King Lear. Oh, that'd be good. Oh, that would be good. BBC remastering isn't great. Of what though? What were they remastering? What were the BBC remastering? I don't know. Okay, Peter had the same until TOS remastered. I like TOS remastered. I think that looked freaking awesome. Right, really do. And like after the I love Strange New Worlds season 1 just because you had that beautiful 1960s aesthetic in like a modern not resolution, in a modern formatting. I loved it. Right, there's the same as what's it called again? The was it remastered original series? Rabbi looked up Doctor Who: The Five Doctors Redux. Okay. Well, that's the one. Hang on. Doctor Who: The Five Doctors. Is that the John Barrowman thing? The Peter David thing. Five Doctors Redux. I'm sure I know what this is. What is this? Okay. Fine. Let's have a look at this. Okay, this is not what I thought it was. This is very cool. This is indeed very cool. Okay. Yeah, this has very much caught my interest. Who was this? Who is this naughty person who's knocking me out, right? Of being able to move forward. Who is it? Solar Engines. Okay, fair enough, mate. Fair enough. Let's have a look. Video file.
Attract trouble, Doctor. You always did. Where the devil are we?
We looked for...
I do like it. So that exactly. That he's on Gallifrey. I like it. That it looks like.
Where the devil are we?
We looked for the Doctor, but he no longer exists. Not in any of his regenerations.
The Doctor has been taken out of time.
No, but...
No, he's not Rassilon. That's Barusa.
It's you.
Hello, Sarah.
You know, I can't tell you how much I was looking forward to this reunion. Chance of re-meeting old...
That's it's a little bit too big. Needs to be moved over a bit. Shame. That nearly worked.
friends.
And more. There are 5 of you now.
Grief.
Victoria! Zoe!
Don't come any closer.
But what's it? Always looks good. That was a very convincing. Even though it's not Deborah Watling. Deborah Watling only from the neck up.
Don't come any closer.
Hello, Doctor.
Jehoshaphat, it really is you.
Quite a touching little reunion.
This was a year ago. I bet you could even do it better now. No. This is a face swap. Fuck me, this is awesome. This is a CG face. This is awesome.
The most evil and corrupt beings this Time Lord race has ever produced.
I love this. Oh my god. Although I love the alien master though.
I'm going to set a trap for the Doctor. And you are going to help me.
I'm afraid I'm a very unwilling adventurer.
Look, come and see.
I got a sensation again just as I had when I saw the Daleks.
You can really do it. You can do it better now. I'm sure. And again, it's just a question of technology. It's from like a year ago.
The Daleks were near.
The doomy old day. I mean, just look at that sky. Just look at it.
It's like Earth after a thunderstorm.
Same cause and reason.
So I suggest we go outside and take a look for ourselves.
Well, they'll never...
Oh, okay. Well, let's see how they do the Wrestle Warrior robot. I like it with Joe Grant
The
better.
circumference of a circle is represented by the Greek letter pi, right?
Precisely, that's very good.
Our ancestors had such a wonderful sense of humor.
I am usually referred to as the Master.
One of my predecessors.
Nothing like this has ever happened before.
Inform Chancellor Flavius that the Lord President has disappeared, would you?
I'm simply following orders.
Any mention of the dark days filled him with horror.
Sounds like an insecure personality to me.
What is this bit?
I can't. Okay, it's too ahead. That was fun. Thank you, Solar Engine. Was it Solar? Yeah, Solar Engines. That was indeed fun. Fine. Let's get back to the chat. Right now, I've been totally derailed. Listen, Muscle. Yeah, man. Everybody when they come back, they say, "Oh yeah, hundreds." Like a tank killed hundreds. All I wanted them to CGI more Daleks and replace Cybermen with Daleks as them. All I wanted them to CGI in more Daleks and replace the Cybermen with the Daleks as the main antagonist. Are you talking about 5 Doctors? No, okay. You know what I would do if you could fix an episode? in the last Capaldi one, not Twice Upon a Time, the Cybermen one, which I really like. When they have the Cybermen involving, they go from like first Cybermen to new Cybermen, right? Cybermen straight away. I would like to see them go to. I would like to see some Tomb Cybermen and some Revenge Cybermen, and then some Earthshock Cybermen before we get to those three. Like the Doctor be and then add those into the end where the Doctor's like facing off all the Cybermen. Right, I bet you could do that successfully. I bet that could totally be done successfully. Tom McCall, the scene in the Borg movie where the Black One was calling him Captain Ahab. That's woke crap. Well, that wasn't woke back then. Picard is fighting against genocide, no surrender, no compromise, annihilation. She was basically there replacing Beverly Crusher for some reason. Today is a good day to type. Speaking of which, I'm a very happy camper. The Soup of the Week came out, and it's one of my all-time favorites. Let me share it with. Oh, my wife sent it to me. Let me share it with you. Coming here, one second. Read more. So here we go. It's fine. Here, one second. Do share screen. This guy knows how to make good soup, right? This guy's soup is excellent. So this week's soup is as we usher in the Jewish month of Adar. Yes, coming in on Friday. Jewish month of Adar and the new Chinese Year of the Dragon. Oh, I wonder what that means. Berkeley Gourmet brings you our classic Chinese hot and sour soup. Man, it is good. A staple of the Chinese restaurants all around the world. Hot and sour soup, originally from the Sichuan province. Literally peppered vinegar soup. The classic soup is made from tofu, Szechuan peppers, and he knows how to get the right peppers. Tofu, Szechuan peppers, and other Asian spices and ingredients that thicken the broth. Dried shiitake and wood ear mushrooms. That doesn't sound good, but it's actually really good. And lily buds, all combined with the authentic hot and sour, unique flavors, textures, and nutrition, making this dish sophisticated and substantial. Audios now. I already did. Right, I already did. And also, the other thing, my wife did this weekend, right? There's this garlic spread this guy makes called Tomb, which is basically garlics, lemon, and oil. Garlic, lemon, and oil, right? And you put it in the blender, and it just turns into like this white spread. Frick, my wife made something freaking incredible. Oh, my God. So good. Fine. That into darkness. Fine. Let me Pacific Rim. Trounce Charles seems to be the modern version of Perch Puppy. That's a really good analogy. I'm going to use that a lot, right? Death in Paradise is on at 9 p.m. tonight. Okay. I thought you were going to say the Paradise of Death. That's what that was a Doctor Who story. What's it? The Paradise of Death. Is that the one of the Barry Letts ones? 1 second. Paradise of Death is yes. This is a John Pertwee audio that was originally on radio. Has the Brigadier in it and Liz Sladen. It came out in 93. Yeah, I remember that too. Paradise of Death. It wasn't very good. Who wrote it? It was Barry Letts, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. The Paradise of Death. We're up to fine. Darren M. I'm sure I said hello to him. Drilling 2 days in a row. Well, that happens. I'm pretty hard to. I'm pretty hard not to derail. Right. The problem with having a stompy Sidemen and Capaldi universe is that they came from a different universe. But did they, though? Did they? Right? Are they still Cybersmen? See, I would like to say it's a natural progression of Cybermen. I don't think you have to look too carefully, right? Any more souvenirs from Gaza? No, both my kids are stuck in Gaza, so I assume anyway. We can always have more Nissa. Nissa there needs to be a Nissa thumbnail, right? I think Nissa. We need to try and think how I'm going to do a saucy Nissa thumbnail. But I think Sarah Sutton would probably agree. It's the right time, right? The time has come. Fine. Should we do Doctor in Distress first? Now we're like hour and 20 minutes in. That's embarrassing. That's embarrassingly shit. Okay. Fine. Here we go. Doink. There was this big Doctor Who magazine party recently. I saw, which I tell you, what's his name? Jason Quinn. The more I see him, the more I want to. He fascinates me. The editor of Doctor Who. He absolutely fascinates me. Right? In a very visceral and bizarre way, right? He absolutely does. Like, this guy's weird as hell, but I like him, right? He's like he would actually be a better Doctor than Shooty, right? I would like to see this guy's Doctor Who. It's really genuinely, you're like, what? What's going on? Fine. Let's get to this story. Doctor in Distress. Doctor in the BBC, the saga of the worst charity single of all time. That is true. So what really got my attention was this was written by Gareth Roberts. And he said he had a really cool thing coming up in a piece on the national press. How brilliant. Now, if you don't know Doctor in Distress, well, I guess we're going to go over it all in the... what's it called again? In this article. It was when Doctor Who was on hiatus. They did Slipback, which I remember I always enjoyed. You had to wait for this thing called Pirate Radio 4 to get it in these 5-minute bits. But I generally quite enjoyed it. It was aimed at me, right? And also this thing, Doctor in Distress. It was John Nathan Turner essentially just trying to keep Doctor Who in the public eye. But this is not in a good way, right? I guess we'll watch the music video at some point during this because it's so awful. Like, there's nothing about this where you go, well, this is a good idea, right? This is it's basically, it seems to be pillow talk after one of John Nathan Turner's supposed Brighton orgies, right? Maybe in the breakfast, him and the, what's his name? Ian Levine. And what's the other guy? His husband. Not Ian Levine's, JNT's, the dancer, the coordinator. What was his name again? He got my job as a production designer on Doctor Who. Gary Downey, right? It seems to be like the fever dream they came up with to do this charity single. And it was just awful in every way. Okay, a new Netflix documentary, ultimately titled "The Greatest Night in Pop," is throwing fresh light on the "We Are the World," the American charity record released in 19... Oh, that sounds interesting. I remember that. I mean, I think the English one was much better. Hot in the Hills of Band-Aids, Do They Know It's Christmas? Do They Know It's Christmas? But there was another charity protest record released that month featuring a gaggle of singing celebrities. It was released that month. How embarrassing. In a recording studio. You're not going to believe what I'm about to tell you. I guarantee you it's all true. It is. Right? It is. In February of 1985, the front page of Sunscreen, Doctor Who acts in BBC plot. A dramatic and yet accurate headline. The decision to exterminate Doctor Who had been taken by Michael Gray, controller of the BBC, controller of BBC One, and Jonathan Powell, head of BBC Drama. The dislike for the show united these two execs with extremely disparate CVs. Gray, the showman, and Powell, the high-minded former producer of high-end fare such as Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy and the Barchester Chronicles. Well, you had to remember, Doctor Who at that time was awful, right? And I loved it, but it was awful. It went from being really good, right? They were really happy with it. Like, firstly, John Nathan Turner came in. What year was it? 1980, was it? Or 81? Let me think. With the last year of Tom Baker. And then he did that was season 19. And then that was season 18, I should say. And then season 19 was Peter Davison's first season. I think that, and they moved it around the schedule, and it worked out very well. And then you had season 20, and you had and they were so happy they did the 5 Doctors, and they had Longley, and it was a huge success. And basically, season 21 was a victory lap. They all should have left then. They all should have left then with Peter Davison and brought in a whole new team. But I don't think the BBC wanted. But at that point, they were doing well. Then he hired Colin Baker, which wasn't really the death knell, but I think it was the costume, right? It was Eric Saywood hated the idea, couldn't stand it, couldn't get behind it, and resultingly, the next 2 seasons were very low quality, and Michael Gray was right to criticize him, even though I love him, right? Michael Gray said it. The violence, and there was extreme violence in it, and he didn't mind the sex, but it was extreme violence in it. Was filling a void where drama should be. Good writing, and I think he was basically right. I do think he was right. So they take down Singer and sort of. So they were acting the show when the scripts for the next series were already written. Plans lay directors hard, and thus writing off thousands of license fee money in an unprecedented move. They really hated it. They were embarrassed of it, and again, reasonably rightly so. Right? I can't say they're wrong for that, even though I loved it. The Essential Brother Doctor Who at the time, which was less antagonistic, execs might have spotted and rectified, was not its tiny budget. He had, after all, been very popular for many years, despite a wonky sets and wobbly monsters. The issue was with the scripts. After the perceived excesses of Tom Baker's role, John Nathan Turner turned the volume of the lead character right down with Peter Davison, and then right back up with his successor, Colin Baker. You're absolutely right. Gareth Roberts, you're nailing it. Both these fine actors who were very badly served, but if you remove the lovable, cheeky nature of Doctor Who himself, and make him the first bland, then boorish, you're left with a creaky, crass, very cheap-looking children's sci-fi show. Man, yes, you are absolutely right, Gareth Roberts. Right, and again, we all loved it, right? Here we must stop to dwell on John Nathan Turner, known to all the BBC as JNT. Michael Gray hilariously thought his name was JNT. Can you see that? JNT. He was a very curious character, sporting a luxuriant beard and spectacular mop of glossy ringlets. He reveled in the attention given to him by Doctor Who fans. He enjoyed jetting off to American Doctor Who conventions, and becoming known there for wearing gaudy Hawaiian shirts and using catchphrases such as "Stay tuned" or "I'm surprised and delighted." Yes, he had catchphrases. I forgot. Oh, John Nathan Turner was just he was a lot of fun. He was just very John Nathan Turner. This was a peculiar behavior for TV producer. So again, I keep referencing Dan's channel, but they were musing that Graham Williams would have been in the public spotlight as well if Doctor Who magazine had been around when he started. But Doctor Who magazine started essentially with John Nathan Turner. Although John Nathan Turner just knew how to use media, right? He was one of the really early people who knew how to use media. Acting undercover, more extraordinary behavior. JNT leaked the news that the acting to the tabloids. Yes, that was incredible. The resulting pressure storm forced Grade and Powell to backpedal, releasing a statement Doctor would return for another series just a little bit later. Yeah, it was completely unauthorized. Then JNT's most bizarre move yet. Yes, his life partner, occasional floor manager on Doctor Who, Gary Downey, who everybody hated. It was you really got to read that book, The Life and Scandalous Times of John Nathan Turner. Inspired by Band-Aid, and one suspects by the VAT or BBC Vin Ordinaire came up with the idea of a charity pop record to demand the absolute immediate return of Doctor Who. The first thought that occurs to everyone when they hear about this, the slight delay in production of Doctor Who pales somewhat to the Ethiopian famine. Never seems to have stuck TNT or Downey. Yes, that is true. And they got the shittest people humanly possible. How do they convince people to do this, right? Do they have the link to the video? Is it? Does it link to it? I gotta find it, right? Fine, we'll get to it in a second. Enter another pyrotechnic character. This is the DJ and record producer Ian Levine. I will talk about him afterwards. Further Doctor Who apostle, and then a friend of J&T and Downey. He allegedly had these big orgies in Brighton. I don't know if he did or he didn't, but if he did, I wouldn't be offended or surprised, right? I really don't, and God bless him. What adults do in private is fine by me, darling, right? Absolutely. He was there still as a very hot-blooded chap, permanently on edge from fear of the thing he from the fear that the thing he loves, Doctor Who, being taken away. And Truls at the time, Levine was a big name on the dance music scene, writing, producing, and remixing international hits such as Evelyn Thomas's "High Energy" and a glut of similarly bombastic electronic songs. Then John previously over the Gay Disco and Boy Town, but which came High NRG. Okay. This was a kind of supercharged retooling of disco, slinky, funky, feminine vibe, reduced the endless repetitive bash, bash, bash release of the male sexually pumped up to the, oh my God, this is going to do my head in, of the high NG is never startled. But for this genre, Levine's oeuvre, glorifying titles like "So Many Men, So Little Time," and "The Boys Come to Town," outrageously torrid. Okay, so this was big in the gay dance scene. That's what they're talking about. In short order, Levine wrote "Doctor in Distress" and created a backing track, aided by the unbelievable moment, edited another unbelievable by Hans Zimmer. Yes, Hans Zimmer, Oscar-winning composer of scores of The Lion King and Dune. Really? That's crazy. Oh, that is crazy. That's bonkers, mate. That is absolutely bonkers. Another strange thing here. Do they notice Christmas's peculiar mournful song with African drum synth lines and weirdly sounding like bits of the middle eight of the Doctor Who theme? Oh, yeah, that's true, actually. But the We Are the World is a sickly slash of derancinated 1970s soul. They both oddly out of time. But Doctor Strange sounds contemporary. Everything about it screams March 1985, yes, and Hammerlin drums and discordant synth stabs. This clatters, clangs, and crashes. It sounds like something having poppers-induced heart attack on an assembly line. Okay, let's see if I can find the song. Doctor in Distress. Doctor in Distress. Sending out an SOS. Is this the original? Oh, here it is. I don't want the extended version. You mind, darling? Well, wait, I thought there was a video for it, wasn't there? Is this a video for it? I don't think so. Is this it? Hang on. No. Oh, there is no video for it. Fine. So yeah, this is just a song, but I don't want to get the extended version. Are you out your bloody mind? Wait. It's truly awful, right? There's nothing about you go, oh, that could work. No, there's no point where anybody should have possibly in a million years have gone after this. 1 second. Doing video file. Again, Hans Zimmer worked on this, I'll remind you. I was going to cancel relief. Really? I don't trust a word of it. Save the doctor! Bring him back now! I guess it's just about to start. Yeah. This is the good bit of it. But there was a video with this, right? There was totally a video with this. Here, 1 second. Let me see if I can find it. We'll do the. We can go the Wayback Machine. Wayback Machine. Do it over here. Wayback Machine. Where'd he go? Wayback Machine. Oh, I pressed the wrong thing. No, I typed the wrong thing. Wayback Machine. Thank you. Doink. Put that link in. See, this is why I got a PDF of this as soon as it popped up, because I didn't know how long it would be around for, and then they put it behind the paywall. Again, why not just charge me for an issue rather than charge me a freaking subscription? Right? If you just charge me an issue, I would actually get it. Come on, open up. Thinking about it. What do I get? Try this one. Yeah, totally not opening up. Weirdest thing. All right, fine, whatever. Go back to it. This is worse than the Slaves of Cain with Absalom Dak. And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. I am sorry. That was a long one. Oh, that was a long one. Your fridge is being flooded by Coke. Well, I hope you're not talking about Coca-Cola. That would suck. Hey, 1 second. Right, now the internet webs are working in. Maybe I can get the link to the actual music video. Can I? Is this one? I can't. Doctor in distress. No. Fine. We'll just go back to the article. Share screen. Doink. There we go. Fine. Now I can't find. Wait. Acrobat. There you go. No, wrong thing. That's the wrong thing. Stop screen. Share screen. Where is it? Is this it? This is the one. Right, that is the one. Okay. But now it looked like it came up though, the video I was looking for, right? Weirdly enough. A second, let me hit refresh. I am back now. No. It's finally now. Is this it? No, it's not. Fine. The video was the same. So the video was the same video, right? That we were just playing. Yeah, fine. Let's just play. We'll move to the actual track because it's an extended version.
In a junkyard, we didn't know where it would go.
An old man took two teachers.
Right, look, Nicola Bryant's even got a face cut out by the microphone over here. You got Bucks Fizz, Faith Brown, Colin. Look, man, this is just
time and space.
This is epically bad. But I mean, afterwards I'll try and find the Absalom Dark single, which is really also right, just epically awful. I'm gonna have to find it. It's PDF. Doink. Fine. Now it's time for celebrities to add their magic. Come together under the banner of Who Cares. You can leave your own joke there. Initial media reports suggested Elton John and members of Frankie Goes to Hollywood, then unimaginably hot, were lined up. But instead, Who Cares were a ragtag collection of yeah, this was like I'm a celebrity, right? 30 years before it came out, including Tabby Sunset, third lead in the 1970s sitcom Man About the House. Bloody hell. David Van Day from Dollar, I don't know, Bobby from Bucks Fizz, and the Dion of the gay nightclubs, Hazel Dean, Rick Buckler, former drummer of the Jam, Justin Hayward of the Moody Blues, on his way to do the Star Cop soundtrack. Sounds ashamed as well he might. There's a moment when you think Dolly Parton has a solo line, but this is, in fact, impressionist Faith Brown. Just weird. Everything about this is weird. And now come the lyrics. After a mass chorus of 18 months is too long to wait. Bring back the doctor. That's just like, no. We normally wait a year, not 18 months. We get a part of the history of Doctor Who delivered each line by the celebs and by Colin Baker and his co-star Nicola Bryant. The words were very firm in talking of the Doctor and his companions. This is how fans refer to the Doctor and assistants. If you're ever corrected by that by someone, it's cue to run like hell. Yes, I agree with you. We learned that Doctor Who is a legend, but and that no other place could replace. In 1985, no one thought this, but it was just a tacky old TV show enjoyed only by nerds. This is so true. Yes, it was a tacky old TV show enjoyed only by nerds, and we loved it. Right, we did love it. In only by nobody thought it was tacky old TV. A position it has now 40 years on, ironically returned to. That is so funny. Let me read that again. In 1985, nobody thought of this. It was just a tacky old TV show enjoyed only by nerds. The position it's now, 40 years on, 40 years on, ironically returned to. Only the nerds are a lot weirder. We hear that heroes of the show, when faced with danger, didn't run, didn't hide. They always did. Another highlight is in each line. Each screaming girl just hoped that the Yeti would shoot her. Recognizable words in themselves, but never arranged in that order before or since. American diva Phyllis Nelson, very shortly after having a smash hit with the soul ballad "Move Closer," I remember that, whose voice could swallow every line, every other weak warble in the studio screams, "No, no, 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 no," as if the universe is about to explode. This is all captured on video by more helpful Doctor Who fans. Unfortunately, I forgot to flick on the color switch. I'll say camera videotaping. I say blurry black and white. Let me go back and try and find it, because now it's made me really want to find this thing. YouTube Doctor Who Doctor in Distress. Is this it? I think this might be the music video. I think this might be it. Okay. Oh, this is it. Oh, God, yes. Oh, my gosh. I can't believe I found it at last. This was worth the trouble. Here it comes. Oh, now it's not download. Oh, now it is. There you go. Come on, come on, come on. Here we go. So, share screen, video file. It wasn't even a Doctor Who still. It was just him in his shirt. I mean, they all do look embarrassed. Oh my gosh, this is wonderful. 2 years ago, there was a police box in a junkyard. I have no idea who that is. We didn't know where it would go. An old man took. Is that's Justin Hayward? I want to die. Is she trying to hide behind the mic? That makes a lot of sense. Doctor in distress. Let's all answer his SOS. Doctor. Was this a hit in gay clubs? In distress. Bring him back now. Oh, now these effects are better than Sharda. Okay, so well, maybe, wait a minute. Was that? Wait a minute. Was that an unused effect from Sharda? I think that was. I think that was. Well, she's very concerned. There were evil metal creatures who tried to exterminate. This is really probably the low point of his career. Okay, fine. So we get an idea. It's very bad. It's very, very bad. Random black lady. I remember by tinted and shrinking the footage in a tiny square, then superimpose something like a space stock HP animation, a very strong variety. It looks awful. I'm sure that is a effect from Sharda, right? I am sure they had an effect from Sharda there. That really looks like it. This proceeds from the proceeds, I think, were earmarked for cancer research, but no surprise, it stiffed and never recouped its expensive. Radio 1, unsurprisingly, refused to play it. Don't blame you. When one wonders what JNT would hope to achieve, I would love to know this. I would love to know, like, what was the plan, mate? And the record will be a smash hit, and Shane Graydon Powell into rushing Doctor Who back in production. They've already been bounced into retrieving it. JNT styled himself as a grand master of publicity, but the reaction of most people to the in the 1980s Doctor Who was, I had no idea it was still on. It's so true. It's so sadly. It's just the end of it. The only effects Doctor and Smith had were bad ones. Colin Baker later revealed that he had been coerced into appearing in it. Well, that's what John Nathan Turner did, right? He did coerce people to. I'm trying to find the Absalom Dark one. Absalom Dak, Slaves of Cain. I think that was better, actually, wasn't it? If I can find... Oh, this it? Yeah, we'll get that for you in a minute. yeah, there it is. It was a free... Oh, by Dominic Glynn and Mark Ayres. I forgot about that. Oh, this is actually a good little record of it, because it shows you how you got it. One sec, so we'll get that. Doink, download. Fine, while that's doing, let's finish reading this. Where is it? With it, the only thing, JNT kept his job with Powell later admitting, what else was I going to do? Fucking John Nathan Turner. After filming the 1960s, Baker was fired. Ian Levine fell out with JNT shortly afterwards, then went on, like, his life fell apart and went on to huge success with Pet Shop Boys and Take That. I didn't know that. He is very embarrassed by this whole affair, and you'll think he was an unembarrassable man. We're going to talk about that in a second. But I remain strangely fond of Doctor in Distress. Me too! Shit Doctor Who that you adore. Right? This trend is so bad. But I mean, it's really fun of it. And one of those cultural artifacts you can't quite believe exists. It's a bit of an earworm. It's very occasionally find myself humming it as cleaning the lint out from the double dryer. Yes. It's strange, awful thing. Yes. But the world will be such a... what a world that has such a terrible wonders in it. That is very true. So the only companion piece of this that I can really throw up is this thing that came with Doctor Who magazine. It was this was back way before they had cassettes then, right? But they didn't have. It was before DVDs. Check this out. So you got a free, single in Doctor Who magazine. Did you see what number it comes with? It's from 1990, right? And so, man, you should clean that off. But you play it on your record player, your turntable, which is what everybody had back then. That must be Nick Briggs.
Kill every damn lousy Dalek in the galaxy.
Yeah, that was it. That was Nick Briggs. Oh, this is a better song.
These 10 freaks are dumber than I thought.
That's got to be Nick Briggs. Does it have his name on it? Let me see. Mark Ayres, Terran Totters Lane, Dominic Gillian, The Trial, Aston Lark, Slaves of Cain, feature length version from Xenon Records. Well, they don't say. This has got to be Nick Briggs doing the Dalek voices, right? Got to be. It's way before Big Finish. That's so weird. That is so insanely weird, right? That is. Look, that deserved a strong perusal, right? That did deserve a strong perusal. It was too strange not to, right? The world's better that we did deep dive in. But speaking of Ian Levine, there's a story about him. One second, where is this? I got to find it. No, he's talking about Gareth Rod about Doctor in Distress, but no, he also does these private animations, like reconstructions of Doctor Who magazine, of Doctor Who episodes. Fine. So this was a little storm in the teacup having with Ian Levine the other day. So he's doing his privately funded version of The Massacre. And listen, I wish him the best. I do wish him the best. I just think this style of reconstruction has gone as the day has passed, right? I really, really do. I mean, and it's good for what it is. But like again, the Callum Weston stuff just seems to be the way to go, right? It does seem to be the way to go. But here, so this was on TwitTwat recently. 1 of 3. I did rise to the challenge by doing The Massacre properly, but all I get is abuse for daring to do it. When you start a project for the very best noble intention, then get vilified and mocked by the likes of Richard Bignell, I don't know, and discover that your former close friend who worked for BBC have turned you into a pariah. It's a follow-on for this. And get libeled for chipping into the project. And get accused of a scam. It hurts like hell, especially when the Massacre so far puts the Celestial Toymaker to shame. Celestial Toymaker is an embarrassment, right? I have a theory. Russell Minton got so pissed off at criticizing Russell's animations, and they were very bad. Russell's animations have been bad. That he purposely went out of his way to make the Celestial Toymaker so awful that we would beg to have Gary Russell come back. Gary Russell. Well, it didn't work. So this was a bit of a like ongoing storm in a teacup, right? So what's this? No, it's not. It's not a change at all. I have the sincerest love for and admiration of Russell Minton. He tirelessly worked unpaid on the collection. Is fabulous, but it is a big but. His animated choices have been tragic. I love and praise somebody for one thing, but not for another. Well, that makes sense. But yeah, this was kind of like blew up. He was like really. It was just like a really weird. Oh, where'd it go? Like a really weird storm in a teacup. That's exactly what it is. A really weird storm in a teacup. Do we have any pictures of his? Let me see if I can. Hang on. Let me go back to him. Do we see if we can find any pictures or footage from his? What's it called again? Yeah, share screen. From his Take on the Massacre. What do you write here? Yeah, it does look awful, right? It looks genuinely awful. How far back can you go? This looks just awful. It blows my mind how bad it looks. Oh, it's very disappointing, right? Especially as they had a near perfect version. Where is it? Really? Ian, don't do it. Hopefully you're anti this stuff, not pro this stuff. Who knows? What? Ungrateful child. Where is it? He must have scrubbed it. He must have scrubbed it. It's a shame. It was interesting. The work he was doing was interesting. But no more, I'm afraid. Yeah, I'm going to have to call that a bit of a storm in a teacup. So, man, what are things we have to go over? Should we do this story? Maybe? I don't know. Ruby Sunday, Susan Companion. Oh, this is how I really wanted to get to. But I need to do this early in the show because this was a good ranting article. Right, you have to have built up rant energy, which it's been somewhat dissipated by Doctor in Distress. Right, Argyle bombs at the box office. The Marvels of spy movies. Blimey, I really wanted to see that. I'm glad I missed it. Okay, good. I'll catch it on streaming. I am looking forward to Dune, though, right? Dune looks like it's going to be good. David Edmonds scolds NFL fans with Swifties for criticizing Taylor Swift. Why are they criticizing Taylor Swift? I thought they all love Taylor Swift. I can't keep up with any of that crap. I really can't. Court dismisses this lawsuit against Florida Governor DeSantis. Okay, whatever. Fine, let's look at this story. Doink. With it. Doctor Who, Millie Gibson teaser. The twist is coming. Really cool monster. Doctor Who star Millie Gibson discussed her favorite coming episode of working with a tennis ball and teaser the twist is on the way. Yeah, the twist is that after you do this interview, you're going to be fired, darling, right? And they're going to have to rewrite everything to finish off your storyline. One sec. This is just, I'm going to go over the actual interview. I'm not going to waste it on I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to do the bleeding cool report of an interview, which I got the hold of the interview of, right? That will seem crazy, right? Absolutely crazy. What else we got? Doink. We have... think of the amount of bloody energy. I got too distracted today, right? I will admit, I got very distracted. Oh, this is funny. 1 second. Doink. Somebody forwarded this to me. Look at this. I'm reading Doctor Who magazine from 2007, and suddenly a weird misogynistic drawing of a Big Finish audio. Thank God we've moved on. Holy hell. Oh my God, what an absolute loser. Right? What an absolute... Thank God we moved on. God. Can you imagine how awful it must be, like, having to interact with people like that? Like, that sounds like a nightmare. Now, let's look at their Twitter, because I bet that's got to be funny. I want to see what else they're crying about. Right? There's got to be things that are piss-takeable. What's it? Did I just... obviously, he has a Palestinian flag. Oh, God. He has a Palestinian flag in his bio. Wow. Times of Gaza. Oh, God. Look at this guy. He's like the poster boy for every, like every bit of... he will swallow every bit of nonsense humanly possible. Man, look at this kid. Pro at Guitar Hero. Jesus, darling. Learn to play guitar. How about that? He, him, and they. Don't be lasagna. Loves Palestine. Loves those Hamas terrorists. Loves those Hamas terrorists. Oh, yeah. Can't get more of that. Do not scroll away. Did you know more than 50% of buildings in Gaza have been damaged or completely destroyed by the Israeli occupation? Well, the occupation wasn't happening. Israel wasn't there at all until you tried to rape and murder us all. But they're only Jews. Who cares? Who cares? They're only Jews. I mean, yeah, deleting the Doctor Who magazine illustration, getting called a dumbass, and having weirdos get mad because it was misogynistic. Ain't it? LMAO. Maybe wording was wrong, but it's ugly ass sexist picture. Spice never been laid. That's what's going on. Guitar Hero. This person, that cat is the only person. If this person has fucked anybody, he's wearing a Planet 8 t-shirt, has fucked anybody, it's that poor fucking cat. Okay, that's my take on the matter. Fine, I'm Cream Cracker, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Cream Cracker. I'm going to wrap up. Wandered off into, who knows where tonight. We've had a strange evening. But I feel a fulfilling one, don't you? I think so too. I think we've gone strange places where we wouldn't thought we'll go to, but we went there nonetheless. And so I'm going to head into the hills. I'm going to be back on, what is it, Sunday? I'll be back on Tuesdays and Thursdays, baby. Until then, there'll be sparkling content as always, pouring over my channel in 1 or 2 hot streams of excitement. Please enjoy it, ladies and gentlemen. I will see you back on Tuesday. Hit the end broadcast button, hit it again.